guys, welcome back to the sawmill. It's gorgeous out here today, 52 degrees. And yesterday the high was in the lower 30s. Well, it might have been the 20s. It was really cold yesterday, now it's in the 50s. Crazy weather. It's hard to dress for weather like this. I usually wear 2 or 3 layers and you know, it gets warm throughout the day and you start sweating like it's summertime. But I will not complain, it beats freezing to death out here. So right now on the sawmill we have a piece of black walnut. In case you're wondering, the last video, that pine timber, I'm not sawed it up yet. I moved it over here to the loading arms. And the reason being, this is a slab that a customer bought, but it's too thick. It's about 3 1/4 inches thick. He wants me to saw it in 2 so he can butt match them together. I think that's what his plans are. But the overall thickness was too much for him. He was needing something a little bit thinner for his project. So he bought this slab and he asked me to split it for him because his bandsaw probably can't handle something this size. So that's what we're gonna do first. I got this set up right here. We'll make about 1 5/8 cut from the bed, and that will pretty much split this in 2. Just about have equal parts on both sides. One piece may be 1/16 of an inch thicker than the other one, but he'll be running this through a planer and cleaning it up, so it's no big deal. 16-inch wide black walnut, like I said, a little bit over 12 1/4 on the thickness, and the length 7 feet long. Hard to beat, guys, black walnut. I'm going to be going pretty slow on this cut. I'm running a 7-degree 045 blade. I will not be running any water on the blade because I want to try to keep water from getting on this piece of timber if I can help it. This has been kiln dried and sterilized both. The moisture content is around 9% right now. Alright guys, so let's get this thing fired up and get started. Got a lot to get done today, and I also have a brand new tool here to show you guys today. I'm not going to do a full review on it because this is the first day I've had it. We'll talk about it more in maybe a month from now, but I'll show it here in a little bit when I start using it. So, to all you new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Everybody on Patreon, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate your help. And for all you subscribers who watch these videos, really appreciate it. So, let's have a good time here, guys. Let's get going. So this will be a real good opportunity right here to show you guys the different in contrast on kiln dried wood. This slab right here was air dried for about 2 years after we sawed it. And it was in dry covered storage. It was outside, but it had a roof over it, so it was not left out in the elements or nothing like that. It wasn't rained on or the sunlight wasn't hitting it. But this shows the drying stains and sometimes the discoloration in walnut and other hardwoods when you run them through a kiln. And that's why when wood comes out of a kiln, it looks pretty nasty. You know, you can't tell the real nice figure that's hiding underneath it. So I'll take this piece off the top and it's going to reveal the true color of this timber right here. This is just, you know, this is nothing. This is just drying stains and 2 years of air drying outside. So here we go. Check it out. Still have the beautiful walnut hiding underneath there. You know, these colors and drying stains from the kiln mean nothing. Let's knock the dust off of it here and see what it looks like. It looks really nice from right here. Even when sawn up kiln dried walnut, it never gets old seeing this stuff. Beautiful right there. Look at that color. And this is a really nice flat cut. That's why I went pretty slow. He should be able to run this through his planer, just skip plane it, and not have to build a planer sled or a router sled or anything like that. Really nice. friends, here's the newest tool at the sawmill. This is a Stihl MSA 200. I had to look on the side to make sure right there. A battery powered chainsaw. Had the chain brake on. Works pretty good. I've made a few cuts here so far today and cleaned up this slabs right here. This is just the leftover pieces. You know, it's got bark on most of it. I usually cut this down to size and give it to people for firewood, or we throw it in the burn pile. And pine usually goes straight to the burn pile because people around here do not like putting pine in their fireplace. It builds up on the chimney walls. So this is the first day using it. This is not a review video or nothing like that. I'm going to use it here at the sawmill for a few days and get back to you guys and let you know what I think. But so far, I mean, I've cut up 2 of these already. I like it pretty good. It's a lot better than having to fire up the gas version, and there's no exhaust. So that's the main reason I got it. Perfect size for cutting these little slabs up right here. It's not made for cutting trees down or bucking timber, but for small jobs like this, I think it's going to be perfect. My buddy Robert down at Harvey Hardwoods in Alabama, and anybody in Alabama that's looking for lumber, I'll put a link down to his website below down in New Market, Alabama. One of my good friends down there runs the LT70. He put me onto this and said it's a really good tool to have around the mill, and it's pretty convenient. So that's another reason I got it. It's Robert approved. If Robert says it's good, it's usually good. Alright now friends, we've got the white pine back on here. This is the log in the last video that I started late at night but we didn't finish. We took 3 cuts. I took off the crotch end and made a flat cut to see what the grain looked like underneath that, and that actual flat cut is now on the bottom. I've rotated it 180 degrees. I also used my log leveler on the far end to take out some of the taper, and once I took out the taper and the other cut, when I took off the branches down here, that kind of straightened up this log. It's not too bad now. There's a little bit of a curve on this side, but it's not too bad. It's turned out better than I thought it would. Once we took out that taper, it just made a huge difference in it. So we'll square it up the best we can and set the mill for 5/4 boards and get this one knocked out and call it a day. Alright friends, I got this squared up. We're going to abandon ship and ignore the crotch figure. It's not worth really fooling with. There's not enough figure in there to fool with. And if I saw it to expose the crotch figure that's not even there, I'm going to lose so much more timber if I do it that way, because there's already a good little amount of wane down there on that end. And for you people wonder what that means bark on the edge of the boards. Wane. W-A-N-E. I'm not sure if I'm even spelling that right. So anyways, guys, I got it squared up the way I want it. We should get 14-inch wide boards out of it. The first few boards will have some bark on it, but the rest of them should be nice and clear. Let me show you how it looks. So right here's the top of our cant, and down here's that crotch figure that's not even there. You can see, guys, there's nothing, you know, it's not really worth fooling with right there. There's nothing going on. You know, nothing really caught my eye when I took off that other slab, so we're going to ignore that. You know, if I was to try to capture this, I would have a lot more waste, like I was saying. So forget about the crotch figure. So when we come down through here, make our first few cuts, the first probably 2 boards will have some bark on the side. We'll edge those off when they come out of the kiln. Or depending upon what we build with these, you know, the cabinets, we may even leave it on there, have some live edge face frames maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen with it? But this is probably the best strategy on how to saw this log and get the most out of it. It's going to be pretty interesting here at the end how many board feet we come out with. And as far as the pine, it looks pretty good. Not too bad on the color here on this pine.